What up? I decided to do a comparison video today. I talked about this last night or yesterday. It's between three fragrances, all Old Spice. Old Spice. I've been wearing Old Spice since I was, I don't know how old, 10, 11. I started wearing Old Spice. I used to steal it from my dad and pour a whole bottle on me. They didn't like that too well. Back then, it was a lot stronger than it is now. So I smelled like Old Spice for like a month. But I want to do a comparison between Old Spice Classic, Old Spice Original in a glass bottle. This is my most recent Old Spice that I just got. And also Old Spice Classic Cologne, I want to talk about also. But let's talk about Old Spice Classic first. I've had this the longest. I think a long time ago, back in the 60s and 70s, it used to be just Old Spice Original, I think. And then Procter and Gamble got a hold of it and made a classic version. And I always thought this was the best from all the others except the one that I had from the 60s and 70s. That was by far the best Old Spice ever created, ever, period. But last night I decided to compare the Old Spice Classic with my most recent Old Spice Original. Glass bottle, plastic. What's the difference? Is there a difference? Oh yeah, there is a difference. Last night I put the Old Spice Original on my left arm and the Old Spice Classic on my right arm exactly at the same time. A huge difference in the opening, especially the first 30 minutes, especially the Old Spice Classic compared to the Old Spice Original in the glass bottle. It was night and day. This smelled like crap compared to this. And I never thought this smelled like crap until I compared it with this, the original. This is actually from Italy, the glass bottle. I'll put a link in the description on where you can get this. I think 150 mil is like 14 bucks. It's a little bit more expensive than the kind you get in a grocery store, which is the classic. But when I compared them, when I first put them on and started comparing them, this smelled off. This smelled really synthetic, and this smelled fresh and bright and crisp. And this smelled to me this is the closest that you could possibly get to the one that I had in the 60s and 70s. This stayed high quality all the way through the life of the fragrance. Now, to be honest, this was horrible compared to this in the opening, especially the first hour. But in the mid, they started smelling a little bit similar. This wasn't quite as bad in the mid, and it wasn't quite as bad in the dry down. This got a lot closer to this in the dry down, but overall, the quality is 100% better in this, the original glass bottle, than this. Although this did smell actually a lot better in the dry down than it did in the opening, so I'll have to be honest and give it that. Much, much better. Let me give you the notes. Now, This came out in 1938. I don't know if the notes are exactly the same as they were in 1938, but I got this from Granica, I believe. This is the 1938 notes. The notes behind this fragrance, the perfumer is, his name is Albert Hock. Top notes: nutmeg, star anise, aldehydes, orange, lemon. Middle notes: cinnamon, carnation, pimento, geranium, heliotrope, jasmine. Base notes: benzoin, vanilla, musk, tonka bean, cedar, and ambergris. I can actually get almost all of these notes in this, especially the benzoin, vanilla, cinnamon, and heliotrope. Those are the main players in this, in my opinion. This, I can't tell. I can't pick out the notes in this. It smells cinnamony and a little bit creamy, but I can't pick out the notes in the classic. This is much better quality, and I can actually pick out individual notes. So all these notes I just read, I can get pretty much everything in this as the notes that I just read. Now, on to the Old Spice Classic Cologne. I thought this was the best until I got the glass bottle original. This smells better to me than the plastic classic, but actually even a cologne concentration. These are aftershaves, by the way, except for this one. This is a cologne spray. I thought this would last longer, but it actually doesn't. It actually is the same longevity and performance as the aftershaves. Even though this smells better than the classic aftershave, this is not as good as the glass bottle original. So in my opinion, this is much, much better than any Old Spice that you can get now, in my opinion. That's it. I love Old Spice. I love all these, but I swear when I compared this, the classic, to the original last night, this smelled horrible the first hour. It did get better and better, and it smelled pretty good in the dry down, but it doesn't compare to the glass bottle original. Made in Italy, by the way. This is actually made in Italy. The plastic, these two, the classics are made either in United States or Canada. So there's a big difference between these three. So if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description on where you can get the Old Spice original glass bottle made in Italy. Like $14 for 150 mil, which I think is great considering it's like as close as you're going to get to what you got in the 60s and 70s. So that is my comparison. If you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. And that's it. Also, I want to put another link other than that I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link to my church. My church just installed a camera and started a YouTube channel, and it has all their sermons from when they first started, when they first put in the camera equipment. So I'll put a link to my church in the description and the comment section also, if you're interested. I love my church. My church is, they teach and preach from King James. It's a King James Bible church, but you don't have to have a King James Bible to attend. It doesn't matter. It's just we believe King James Version or King James Bible. But I'll put that. It's called Grace Bible Church in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. I'll put a link to that in the description also and the comment section. Anyway, that's it for my comparison, and I'm glad to see y'all. And happy Sunday, and I hope everybody's doing well. Love you guys.